Hey there, folks. Joey DeAngelis here with a review for the new Dracula movie, Dracula Untold. Now, you're probably expecting me to use a line from the movie to make fun of how bad it is. Like, you think you didn't see this movie because you were smart? You didn't see this movie because of what I did to save you, or something stupid. I don't know. I was expecting this movie to be really bad, as indicated by the picture that I have associated with this video. And this picture might just be one of my favorite pictures in the history of the universe because, well, I did get that reaction from the movie, but not in the same way I would have expected. Like, this movie, I wouldn't put it as one of the worst movies of 2014. I can name you 3 movies that I didn't like more. I hated more than this movie. Lucy, Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Transformers 4. But that's a pretty bad list, so either way, it's not one of the better movies I've seen. However, what I'm really depressed about is that the movie actually had potential. Like, there are good things happening in this movie. So let me just get to the point. The point is, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was okay. It's nothing great, it's nothing spectacular, but that's the thing that depresses me, is that I look at this and I say to myself, this could have been great. Now, I was talking about this movie on a video about Dracula Untold and how I don't like shared universes and stuff, and, you know, I was thinking this could be more like a Marvel movie, and yeah, in many ways, well, not many ways, but like in one, like, end scene, not after credit scene, but an end scene, it does leave us for a cliffhanger to open for new sequels and spin-offs. But it's more like 300 than it is a Marvel movie. And it's not like as much like the Stephen Sommers Mummy movies or some of the other stuff. It's really more like 300 at the end of the day. And yeah, you can really tell this by the battle scenes and the way that shots are used and things of that nature. Sometimes the PG-13 rating gets really annoying and it gets in the movie's way, and I wish this was just a hard R movie. This needed to be bloodier. And I don't like to make statements like that all the time, but this movie really needed to be rated R. Like, this needed to have, like, all the blood and gore and all that stuff. Because the thing is, Vlad is a violent character. Even if people may view him as a hero, he has done some violent things. One of my favorite shots in the movie, is a beautiful shot where it really complicates his character because he's praying. He's on his knees praying with these beads, and then you see this red background. In the red background, you see there are like all the hundreds of impaled men, and it's a beautiful shot. It's terrific for me, but I wish there was more moments like that. Likewise, I wish Luke Evans was more sinister in the movie. I can't blame this on Luke Evans. He does a fine job with the material. He's a fine actor, and I hope he gets some sort of breakthrough role in the future because I hate seeing him, an actor of his talents, just pushed off to the side in something like The Hobbit and then given something that's not amazing like this. I could see him as a Dracula in future movies, so I hope he gets a chance to play Dracula at least one more time to prove himself. It's just, I felt he was too much of a good guy in the movie. I wanted more of a conflict. Because the story goes that this guy has PTSD because he was a child soldier and he caused a lot of brutality against people. And I wanted more of that. I wanted more flashbacks of him being a monster before he became a vampire. So, that's just me, but Luke Evans does an okay job here. The guy who really steals the show and is not in the movie enough is Charles Dance as the master vampire. To me, he feels like what we're going to get as like the Nick Fury of this franchise, in that I feel that he's just rounding up these monsters to seek vengeance against the guy who betrayed him. There's a backstory with him, and it's somewhat complicated and stupid, but you know what? I thought Charles Dance did a terrific job, and he really was the standout for me in the movie. Any other performances stood out to me? Not really. Interesting, though, including Charles Dance, there's 2 other Game of Thrones. Other than Charles Dance, there are 2 other Game of Thrones actors. You have the kid who plays Rickon Stark as Vlad's son, and then you have Thoros of Myr as a priest. So that's kind of cool. The movie's third act saves it because it's just it really embraces its silliness at that point, and I just feel I'm like, okay, this is the movie I was supposed to see. Whereas in the beginning, it's a little shaky here and there, has some potential, some decent stuff, but it's just like whatever, man. It's very by the numbers in that sense. And then one more thing, there's this one shot in the movie that is amazing. In the first fight scene where he's able to exhibit his vampire powers, there's this one scene where he stabs a soldier, and it's from the soldier's point of view. And the soldier's lying on the ground dying, and you see on the blade of the sword the reflection of Vlad killing off all of these people. And then he picks up the sword, the guy looks up, and it looks like Vlad throws a guy in the air, and it crushes the guy that he initially stabbed. And to me, that was a highlight for me in the movie. Anything else I really liked? There was one moment that was kind of silly that made me feel like I was watching Man of Steel or a Marvel movie where when he first gets his vampire powers and he's trying to get up, he crushes a rock by accident. I don't know, that made me think of like a typical origin story type of deal, that you would find in a superhero movie. But yeah, I mean, and also Dominic Cooper is the villain. I did not really care for him. I don't know, that's just me. So at the end of the day, this movie I feel bad, not because this movie is bad, but because this movie is not good enough to be good, and it's so much better than terrible. And it's in this weird middle ground where the thing is, I want to see another Dracula movie from, maybe not from the same not from the same team, but some of the story elements and actors that are in this, I want to see them in a better movie. So here's hoping to a better movie, which is kind of I'm in the same situation with in Man of Steel, where I hope Batman vs. Superman is a superior movie to Man of Steel. I hope that the sequel to Dracula Untold is a better movie than Dracula Untold, which, and to be said, Dracula Untold is not a terrible franchise starter. I have seen worse. I'm looking at you, Man of Steel. So that's really all I have to say about this movie. Just wait for it as a matinee or a rental or something. It's not terrible, completely terrible. It's just, I really feel bad because this could have been great after I watched it. I'm like, I needed another half hour of character development stuff and other scenes, more scenes of blood and guts. And that's just, how I feel about that. So that's really all about it, guys. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully, a commentary track for Godzilla will occur in the near future. I just been busy with college and stuff. So thank you.